Yep. Unfortunately, I just it's not the case. Right now, I was here for this family while they were going through and waiting to see what the outcome was or to find their loved one.
Can I ask you to put it here so I can I guess I can kind of prop it up there.
It's just,
Thank you very much.
Huh? I am. I don't know how much time we have.
Hello, everybody. So I'm standing right here. Is this the spot? Stand right here.
No, yeah, you're good.
Okay. All right, well, thanks for coming down. This was a very tragic and one of these things that we don't like doing as a sheriff's office. So a few days ago, a young boy was on a bike ride. As his grandpa said, he went on a bike ride and he never came back. This is taking an emotional toll on us, our office, plus the family. So we spent more than 40 hours out here. We told the family from the get-go that we are not going to let this kid sit out here alone. We spent day and night to recover his body. We just did about a half-mile downriver. I want to thank a lot of people, these community groups, Mother's Loves. A lot of groups came down here. The community came down here to support the family. I mean, you heard the grandpa talk. You heard the mother. The whole family was down here for the whole time. Our staff was out here the whole time, and I was out here a lot. We were out searching day in and day out because we need to bring this boy home for closure, and we did. So, questions or concerns? Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Charmaine Nero, one of the new reporters at Care 11. What I want to know is I saw you guys actively searching yesterday, the night before. As you said, it took a toll on you guys, but I know that the family was right there. Is that normal, or it was just a connection that you guys felt to have the family watching you guys as you search for this child?
Well, this is never normal. I mean, people do unfortunately drown, but not a 6-year-old boy, again, who was simply on a bike ride, having a nice summer night. So this isn't typical. So we let them families sit close because we felt that they deserved. They're very adamant that they wanted to be here when the body was recovered, and we let it happen. And we had all these community groups out here for food and beverages, and this is what public safety does: is we help people, and so we did our best.
Whereabouts was he found?
About a half-mile down here near the Hennepin Bridge. So we had our search efforts here because we thought there's a big drop-off here, but the current's a lot stronger than people give it credit for. So he was unfortunately pushed down there, but we were able to recover him very carefully and with compassion, and hopefully now the family can move on with their grieving process because it's a tough thing for everybody.
Is the current right at this spot? I know a lot of people go in here. Is that concerning?
Yeah, it's not safe. It's not safe to swim, especially if you're not a strong swimmer. It's very, even in boats. I was out there on a boat and on the jet ski yesterday, and it's tough to maneuver boats in this area because the current's so strong because, of the bridge and the kind of the bend here. So we're asking people not to swim here.
Sheriff, I apologize. I wasn't here this weekend at the scene, so I'm just wondering if you could recap your understanding, anything you may know about what happened leading up to the young boy.
Yep. On a few days ago, he was on a bike ride with some friends and his siblings. They stopped here to cool off. They just kind of went, I think, meant to go get kind of their toes wet to cool off, but unfortunately, they got a little too far out. Fortunately, the 2 other kids that were a little farther out got brought back in. But this young boy was not fortunate, so we're asking again, people don't swim here. It's not safe. But the moral of the story is the community comes together, public safety comes together, these community groups come together, and we got it done. So.
May I just ask how the summer generally has been for your water rescue teams? Has it been super active, or do you think any conditions of the pandemic or anything might have anything
Well,
to do with anything?
I think it's been very, very busy because of the pandemic. People have been on Lake Minnetonka a lot, and the rivers and different lakes. It's been probably the busiest summer in recent history, from what I've told, just because people were sick of being pent up, and you can be in open water, and just again, they're on a nice bike ride. They're doing kid stuff, and this happens. So we've been busy. The staff at Hennepin County, the whole sheriff's office has been very busy with everything, but our water patrol unit has worked around the clock, not only on this, but several other drownings that we had. And that's what the sheriff's office does. Is we, for water stuff, we're out there a lot.
Sheriff, were they able to say goodbye to Isaac?
They were. The medical examiner made that call, and the medical examiner thought it would be the best thing for the family and the mother, and closure for the whole family.
Were they able to hold them and say goodbye?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I wasn't down there, but they were able to see him and say their goodbyes.
So that was right here. They brought him back to the
Nope, down at the Hennepin Avenue Bridge.
And was the family here when you all made that discovery?
Yes, so as soon as I pulled up, I got notification that they recovered a young boy, who's presumed to be a missing boy. So we made the decision. I came in, I told the family right away, the grandmother, etc., because of the Hennepin Bridge being so popular with walkers and stuff. We didn't want them to find out via social media. So myself and one of my deputies, Sergeant Hekdukovich, were able to talk to the family and tell them. And a lot of the family walked then down to the Hennepin Bridge, and the medical examiner allowed them to see it. So it's been a rough 40 hours for us. The sheriff's office did a phenomenal job, but again, these groups like A Mother's Love and several other groups are out here. It's getting the community involved. This is a tragedy for everybody. This is a 6-year-old boy. So.
And just one thing, can you repeat the distance that the body was located from where?
I believe it's a half a mile. It's down at the Hennepin Bridge. I could be wrong on distance, but at the Hennepin Bridge, a DNR officer who's been helping us throughout the 2 days was on a jet ski, so he's able to get close. He observed the body of the young boy, and then Hennepin County Water Patrol staff was able to secure him and wait for the medical examiner to do their job.
Around 11 today, you said?
11, yeah.
Okay.
Hutch, you're very punctual. I'm not, so I apologize.
Yep.
Just for you guys, the young boy. A lot of your deputies are dads.
Mm-hmm.
How tough is this?
It's
for them
horrible.
To make this discovery, to be out here the last 40 hours.
These are always tough, but especially since the family was down here and we got to know him. His grandma, his great grandma was down here. I've got to be friends with them. So the lieutenant who was out there, Lieutenant Magnuson, has his boys are a little older now, but he has 2 boys. And I asked him, I said, "Is this tough?" And he goes, "This is the toughest one I've ever dealt with." And he's been a lieutenant for a long time and a cop for a long time, so it's tough on all of us. But again, it's about the family. Now's the time we support them during this time, but now we have to support them outside this time, because some of his siblings saw him drown, and so we need to come together and have some support. You see somebody, to talk to somebody, or financial support. But the community that comes together, and they need to help this family. Sheriff's office will help as long as we can as well.
We're coming towards the end of summer now. A good reminder for people to continue to be vigilant around open water.
Yeah, everybody, especially now that we've gone through the last couple of weeks of other issues, and now this, and this is just one more thing to hurt our community. But let's just hope we can take this tragedy and say, you know what, let's band together on everything. Let's come to the community. A young boy drowns. We have other issues. Now is the time to start acting like human beings and do what we're supposed to do, and that is care for one another.
Sheriff, can I please just publicly thank you? I spent the 40 hours out here with you. I thank you for, even after it got dark, you still went on with the search 24 hours. I was out here with you watching you search. You made sure that the families would eat, that they ate and had water, was consoled. You brought tents out here. I've never seen that type of love shown in the 17 years that I've been out here doing peace active work. So I just want to thank you and your team for that. Thank you
Well,
so much.
KG's from Mother's Love, and again, they've been out here, and Mama Lisa's been out here, and people know her. She's quite the firecracker and a good leader in our community. And this is a tragedy that we're probably not going to get over for a long time, but we can learn from this. Make sure that people can swim, and make sure you watch people. But this is a tragedy that my office. I've been here a year and a half. It's been a long year and a half with COVID and the George Floyd death. So we're burnt out, but we'll never. I told from the day we got down here when I told what happened, I said we're not going to leave that boy alone in the water. So there's a boat or a deputy or a DNR officer or somebody on the water looking for him, because again. The Sheriff's Office of Public Safety, our main goal is to help people, and that sometimes gets lost in the last couple of months, but we're here to help, and it's been a tough couple of days. I'm probably going to go home after this, take a little nap. So.
Isn't that unique to stay out? Because usually we cover a lot of these, unfortunately, and you guys usually will suspend it when it's dark. That's unusual for you to stay out all night, and you just touched on it a little bit, but why?
Because he's a 6-year-old boy. I mean, and he died accidentally. Sometimes with suicides are very tragic, and most of them are adults. And sometimes we can't go 24 hours. We can't because of staffing and stuff. But I made sure I told my staff we're not leaving this kid out here, and we did. So.
Sheriff, you mentioned it's been a busy summer for the water rescue teams. Do you know how many drowning victims have been in the county since then?
I don't. It's been higher than years past. I think today is more of a let's heal and let's support this family. We can get the stats to you later, but right now we're just trying to work on healing. So.
Thanks, hon.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thanks a lot. Thanks everybody for coming out.
Thank you.
We've been pulling stats for that too.
Thanks. Yeah, that would
They
be
are
great.
So I don't know what they are.
See you later.
If you could do this year, last year.
Yep, I got them, and they're in a spreadsheet.
Okay.
Figure out how to-
Thank you.
I just want to introduce myself. I'm Charlene Nero, and news reporter at Carolina.
Okay.